When I found my late mother's jewelry box in the trash, still wrapped in the silk scarf she used every day, I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just smiled at my stepmother and said, "Thank you for showing me exactly who you are." What I did next didn't just break her heart. It destroyed everything she spent 15 years building. And honestly, I don't regret a single second of it. Let me take you back to where this all started, because you need to understand just how calculating, how cruel, and how perfectly justified my revenge really was. My name is Emma, I'm 28 years old now, and this is the story of how I made my stepmother lose absolutely everything she valued in this world. The setup: my mother's death, 1:30 to 4 o'clock. I was 13 when my mom died. Breast cancer. Stage 4. She fought for 2 years, but in the end, the disease won. I remember her last week in hospice. She was so weak she could barely lift her hand, but she held mine tight and made me promise something. She said, "Emma, sweetheart, I need you to be strong. Your father is going to be lost without me. He's going to need someone. But baby, never let anyone make you forget that you're my daughter. You're a Reynolds. You have my strength, my spirit, and my heart." Then she took off her necklace. A simple gold chain with a small diamond pendant. Nothing fancy, nothing expensive by most standards, but it was her. She wore it every single day of my life. She said this was my grandmother's. She gave it to my mother gave it to me, and now I'm giving it to you. One day you'll give it to your daughter. Promise me you'll keep it safe. I promised. I wore that necklace every day for the next 3 years. My mom also left behind a jewelry box. Not filled with expensive pieces, but with memories. Her engagement ring from my dad. A bracelet I made her in 2nd grade with plastic beads. Earrings my dad bought her on their 10th anniversary. A brooch from her own mother. Each piece told a story. Each piece was irreplaceable. After she died, my dad became a shell of himself. He went through the motions: work, dinner, sleep, repeat. He stopped smiling. He stopped laughing. He was there physically, but emotionally he was gone. I understood. I was grieving too. But I was also 16, dealing with high school, missing my mom at every turn, and watching my father disappear into his own pain. They came Miranda. They met at a work conference. Dad was a senior accountant at a large firm, and Miranda was a new hire in the marketing department. She was 42, perfectly put together, always dressed like she stepped out of a catalog. Blonde hair, expensive tastes, and a smile that never quite reached her eyes. At first, I was happy for him. Dad smiled again. He laughed. He seemed alive, and I thought, maybe this is what he needs. Maybe Mom would want him to be happy. Miranda was nice to me in the beginning. She complimented my clothes, asked about school, brought me little gifts. Looking back now, I realize it was all an act. She was securing her position. They got married 8 months after they met. I was 17. The wedding was small. I wore a dress Miranda picked out. Not the one I wanted, but she said it was more appropriate. I didn't argue. I was trying to be supportive for my dad. The red flags started immediately after the wedding. Miranda slowly started redecorating the house. The photos of my mom came down one by one. First from the living room. "It's time to move forward," Emma said sweetly. Then from the hallway. Then from the dining room. My dad didn't stop her. He said he wanted a fresh start. When I protested, Miranda pulled me aside and said, "Your father needs to heal. Keeping shrines to the past isn't healthy. You're old enough to understand that." I kept my mom's photos in my bedroom. That was my space, my sanctuary. Miranda started making comments about my appearance. "Emma, honey, maybe try a little makeup. You want to look presentable, don't you? Or that outfit is a bit frumpy. Why don't you dress more like the other girls at school?" My mom never cared about those things. She told me I was beautiful exactly as I was. Then Miranda started spending. A lot. Designer bags. Expensive vacations. A new car. She convinced my dad they deserved these things. He worked hard, she said. They should enjoy life. I watched our family savings drain. I didn't say anything. I was just a kid. What could I do? When I turned 18 and was preparing for college, I asked my dad about my college fund. My mom had set one up when I was born. She'd been contributing to it for years. My dad looked uncomfortable. He said, "Emma, there have been some expenses. The fund isn't as much as we'd hoped. But don't worry, we'll figure something out." Miranda chimed in, "College is an investment, Emma. Maybe you should consider community college for the first 2 years. It's much more affordable." I found out later that Miranda had convinced my dad to use a large portion of my college fund to renovate the master bathroom. Marble countertops, a jacuzzi tub, heated floors. For her bathroom. I took out student loans. I worked 2 part-time jobs. I made it work. But I never forgot. I went away to college. State school 3 hours from home. I came back for holidays and summer breaks, but I kept my distance from Miranda. I was polite, civil, but we both knew the truth. We tolerated each other for my dad's sake. During my junior year of college, I got a call from my dad. He sounded excited. "Emma, honey, Miranda and I have some news. We're renovating your old bedroom, turning it into a home gym and office space. You're hardly ever here anyway, and we thought it would be a better use of the space." My heart sank. "What about my things?" "Oh, well, box everything up and put it in the garage. Don't worry, nothing will get thrown away." I should have driven home that weekend. I should have checked. But I was in the middle of finals and I trusted my dad. I trusted him. 3 weeks later, I came home for summer break. I went straight to the garage to find my boxes. There were only 2 small boxes. 2, for an entire room full of memories. I opened them. Clothes. Some books. A few random items, no photos of my mom. No yearbooks. No childhood mementos. And no jewelry box. I ran inside. "Dad, where's the rest of my stuff? Where's Mom's jewelry box?" He looked confused. "What jewelry box?" "The wooden one. On my dresser. With all of Mom's jewelry." "Where is it?" Miranda walked in, cool as ever. "Oh, that old thing? Emma, honey, I thought you'd taken it with you to college. When I was cleaning out the room, I didn't see anything valuable, so I donated most of it. Was there something important?" My blood ran cold. "Donated? You donated my mother's jewelry?" She had the audacity to look sympathetic. "Oh no, I'm so sorry. I had no idea it was important to you. You never mentioned it." "I never mentioned it because it was mine. In my room. It wasn't hers to touch." I turned to my dad. "Dad, please tell me you have it. Please tell me you saved it." He looked devastated. "Emma, I didn't know. Miranda was handling the renovation. I thought she'd be careful with your things." I looked at Miranda. Her face showed concern, but her eyes had the slightest hint of satisfaction. She knew exactly what she'd done. I went to every donation center in town. Goodwill, Salvation Army, local thrift stores. I described the jewelry box, dark cherry wood, brass hinges, my mother's initials carved on the lid. Nothing. It was gone. My mother's engagement ring. Her grandmother's necklace. The bracelet I made her. The earrings from my dad. All of it. Gone. I was devastated. I cried for days. My dad apologized over and over, but what good did that do? It wouldn't bring back my mom's jewelry. And Miranda? She bought me a replacement necklace. A cheap, generic silver chain from a department store. She said, "I feel terrible about the mix-up, Emma. I hope this helps." A mix-up. She called it a mix-up. That's when I knew. This wasn't an accident. This was deliberate. She wanted to erase my mother from my life, from this house, from my father's memory. And she'd succeeded. I went back to college and I made a decision. I wasn't going to scream. I wasn't going to cry anymore. I was going to be smart. I was going to be patient. I was going to make her pay. I spent the next year gathering information. I came home for holidays, smiled politely at Miranda, and played the role of the forgiving daughter. But behind the scenes, I was building a case. First, I looked into the finances. My dad had always been trusting, sometimes too trusting. He gave Miranda access to all their accounts after they got married. "What's mine is yours," Head said. I still had access to some old family documents. My mom had made me a beneficiary on a few accounts when I turned 18, before she got sick. Through those, I was able to see statements. What I found was shocking. Miranda had been siphoning money. A lot of money. Small amounts at first, 200 here, 500 there. But over the years, it added up. She'd taken over $100,000 from my dad's retirement account, from savings accounts, from investments my parents had built together. She was transferring it to a separate account. Her account. One my dad didn't know about. I also discovered she was having an affair. His name was Derek, a personal trainer at her gym. Younger, good-looking, and apparently very expensive. Miranda was funding his lifestyle, his apartment, his car, even his gym membership. My dad had no idea. I hired a private investigator. It cost me $2,000 I really didn't have, but it was worth it. The PI got photos, dates, times, hotel receipts, credit card statements, undeniable proof. But I didn't tell my dad. Not yet. Because I wanted Miranda to lose more than just my father. I wanted her to lose everything. Miranda valued 3 things above all else: money, status, and control. I was going to take all 3. I graduated college with honors. I got a job at a prestigious marketing firm in the city. I worked hard, networked harder, and built a reputation. I also started getting close to Miranda's social circle. See, Miranda had built herself a nice little life. She was president of the country club's ladies' auxiliary. She hosted charity galas. She was friends with all the right people: wealthy wives, local business owners, community leaders. Her reputation was everything to her. I joined the country club. I volunteered at her charity events. I became indispensable. Emma is such a sweet girl, they'd say. So helpful. So kind. Miranda, you've raised her well. Miranda would smile tightly and say, well, I try. I waited for the perfect moment. It came at the annual charity gala. 200 guests. Everyone who mattered in our town was there. The mayor, local news, Miranda's entire social network. Miranda was set to give a speech about the importance of family and integrity. She had worked on it for weeks. She was wearing a $10,000 designer dress. She looked perfect. I arrived early and befriended the AV guy. I told him there was a special video tribute we wanted to play after Miranda's speech. A surprise. He was happy to help. The video wasn't a tribute. Miranda gave her speech. She talked about values, about honesty, about being a good person. The crowd applauded. Then my video started playing on the massive screen behind her. It opened with photos of my mother. Beautiful, smiling, full of life. Then it showed the jewelry box. My voice narrated, "This belonged to my late mother." Every piece inside held a memory. This is what it looked like. Then the video cut to Miranda. The footage from the private investigator. Her and Derek at a hotel. Kissing. Entering a room. Time-stamped. Dated. Then financial documents appeared on screen. Transfers from my dad's accounts to her secret account. Highlighted. Itemized. Then a recording. ID placed a small voice recorder in her car months ago. Her on the phone with Derek. "Don't worry, baby. My husband has no idea. I've got him wrapped around my finger. A few more years and I'll have everything I need. Then we can be together." The room went silent. Miranda turned around and saw the screen. Her face went white. She tried to shut it off, but ID locked the AV controls. The video ended with my voice. "This woman threw away my mother's irreplaceable jewelry and called it a mix-up. She stole from my father. She lied to all of you, and she doesn't deserve your respect or your trust." The screen went black. You could hear a pin drop. Miranda looked at me. I looked back, and I smiled. The aftermath was beautiful. The next day, my dad filed for divorce. I showed him everything, the financial records, the affair evidence, all of it. He was heartbroken, but he was also angry. Angrier than I'd ever seen him. His lawyer tore Miranda apart in court. Because of the financial fraud and infidelity, she got nothing. No alimony. No settlement. The prenup my dad had insisted on, the one smart thing had done, protected our family assets. She had to pay back the money she'd stolen. Every cent. Her secret account was frozen and emptied. Derek left her the moment the money dried up. Turns out, he wasn't in it for love. The country club revoked her membership. The charity organizations removed her from all committees. Her friends blocked her number. She became a pariah in our town. She tried to get a job, but her reputation was destroyed. No one would hire her. She had to move 3 towns over just to find work as a receptionist at a dental office. Her designer clothes, her jewelry, her car, all of it had to be sold to pay legal fees and debts. Everything she valued. Gone. But here's the thing I haven't told you yet. Remember the jewelry box? The one Miranda claimed she donated? She lied. During my investigation, ID hired someone to search her storage unit. The one she rented in her name only. The one my dad didn't know about. Inside, designer bags, expensive shoes, and my mother's jewelry box. She'd kept it, hidden it away. Why? I don't know. Maybe she was planning to sell it. Maybe she just wanted to keep it from me out of spite. When I found it, I cried. Not sad tears. Tears of relief. Of joy. Every piece was still there. My mom's engagement ring. Her grandmother's necklace. The plastic bead bracelet. All of it. I got it back. The week after the divorce was finalized, I visited Miranda at her new apartment. A tiny one-bedroom in a bad part of town. Such a downgrade from the life she'd had. I knocked on the door. She opened it, looking exhausted and defeated. I held up the jewelry box. "You should have just left it alone, Miranda. You could have kept your perfect life. But you got greedy. You got cruel. And now you have nothing." She stared at the box, then at me. "How did you?" "I'm my mother's daughter. She taught me to be strong, to be smart, and to never let anyone take what's mine." I turned to leave, then stopped. "Oh, and Miranda?" That cheap necklace you bought me as a replacement? I donated it. To Goodwill. Seemed fitting. I never saw her again. My dad and I rebuilt our relationship. It took time, but he understood why I did what I did. He apologized for not protecting my mother's memory, for not protecting me. He's dating someone new now. Someone kind. Someone who respects my mom's place in our history. And me. I'm doing well. I have my mom's jewelry box on my dresser. I wear her necklace every day. And one day, when I have a daughter of my own, I'll pass it down to her, just like my mom wanted. People ask me if I feel guilty, if I think I went too far. Honestly? No. Miranda didn't just throw away jewelry. She tried to erase my mother. She stole from my father. She lied, manipulated, and played victim while destroying our family. She deserved everything she got. My mom told me to be strong, to never let anyone make me forget I'm her daughter. I kept that promise. And if you're in a similar situation, if someone is trying to erase your past, steal your future, or take what's rightfully yours, I have one piece of advice. Be patient. Be smart. And when the moment comes, don't hold back. Sometimes revenge isn't just satisfying. Sometimes it's justice. So what do you think? Was I justified? Or did I go too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you've ever dealt with a toxic step-parent or someone who tried to erase a loved one's memory, share your story. You're not alone. If you enjoyed this story, hit that subscribe button. I share revenge stories, justice stories, and real-life karma every week. Thanks for watching. And remember, never let anyone take what's yours.